Hi guys, Wendy here with Artfully Created. I wanted to bring you another video. I was playing last night and surprisingly I found another fun thing that Stampin' Up! Has to make the 3D flowers. And we'll just do a little brief summary of my 3D flowers, which are these 6 flowers here, if you can see them. Okay, right there. That's them. I demonstrated, they're called Stampin' Up! 3D Flower Tutorial, and this is what I demonstrated, how to use these punches to make these 3D flowers. And some of them I used the spritzing, using our little Stampin' Spritzer, and re-inkers with alcohol, doing filling it up halfway with alcohol, and then 7 to 10 drops of re-inker, depending on how not saturated, but the color, if you want it a dark or lighter. So I put 7 drops of re-inker in there, and I created this flower, which is the strawberry slush, which I just love the colors. There's little dark edges around the flower, and so there's some that I've used my own personal spray inks, mixed media spray inks. So that's the tutorial. Go find it if you haven't checked it out, because this is going to be part 2. Here is another flower I made, and I used this with vellum. And this was kind of an interesting technique. And I used the same punches as I did for these flowers. And I don't know much about vellum, but it does seem to resemble like a plastic substance, and the coloring on here was from the embossing powder, and so I used the Versamark watermark stamp pad. Just put the entire stamp or the cutout on the stamp pad, and then sprinkled the embossing powder, used my heat tool. And I'm not sure if I like this technique. I did curl it with my bone folder, and I don't know if I like that. It curls very easily, and maybe it's too many layers on here. I'm not quite sure if I like it. If I try it again, I might use less layers, but it is a cute flower nonetheless, and it is a different option to use some supplies. And then last night I started experimenting with a different type of flower. Stampin' Up! Has this Flower Frenzy Bigz L die, which is this big honker that you need the big shot for, and 2 acrylic plates. So you'll put one on the bottom, put your paper, and then this, and then run it through the big shot. And with that, I made all these flowers. And I used my scratch paper. You know, I didn't want to use my nice fancy Stampin' Up! Paper to try this experiment. And this was the first flower I made. And I used the different colors to try to show the layers, and I got this really, really wet, so I'm not happy with how I curled it. I could have gone back and made it nicer. And then there's this flower here that is like the stamens of a flower, and it's this really cute little starburst. I don't know if you can see that. Like this 5-pointed little stamen, which is, and I wanted those sticking up And you can manipulate them and get them to stand up. And I like that. I thought that was cute. And so I thought we'll try it again, but adding a couple more layers. And I like this even better. And you can get them to look very different depending on how many layers you do. And it's done exactly the same way as I did my original 3D flowers. Just use this Bigz die and all the different flower cutoffs. You had something, this is actually this right here. And that's the large bottom one. And then there's 2 sizes of this shaped flower. And you have a little daisy flower that I put underneath the little stamen flowers. And I don't have an extra stamen flower here. But I used 3 or 4 layers of the stamens because I wanted a full flower with lots of stamens. And I really like this. When it's flat, it almost looks like a lotus flower. And it's pretty just, you know, without watering it or spraying it. And then today I also made one that's, you know, predominantly purple and pink. Because I like purple and pink, they're my favorite colors. So this one's still a little bit wet. And I added 3 layers of the largest, 2 of that little funky little flower, I don't know what that's called, and then 3 of those big daisies. That one. Okay. And then the stamens. And I didn't curl this quite as much, so it's going to dry a little bit flatter. And I really like that. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. So I just wanted to bring that to you, that there's a couple different options for making these flowers. And, you know, whatever stamps and punches you have, just experiment and have fun. And I would love if you wanted to, I have a Facebook group. That didn't sound right, did it? Called Artfully Created Group, and it's a public group at this point. You know, once I start building my team, I will probably either open another Facebook group that is just for team members only, or my clients, not clients, my customers who will only have access to it. And I want to start doing virtual parties. And today I met a Stampin' Up lady locally, and she suggested maybe doing a virtual stamping club where you focus on one stamp. Let's say this, in April I came up with this Painted Petals. This is just the most beautiful stamp set I have seen, and I just made these quick little tags, and I haven't exactly figured out how it would look like. If it's, you know, obviously you would need the stamp set, and a lot of demonstrators build a class, like a $50 class, and then they send out the people who have made the purchase all the supplies to put that project together, whether it be cards, 3-dimensional items, and what you would be paying for is just my teaching, a set of instructions, like a PDF handout. I'm not quite sure how that looks or how I will go about doing something like that. If that sounds like fun and you'd be interested, I would love to hear from you, because I really, really would love to do some kind of monthly get-together, you know, a stamping club, something fun that inspires creativity, and a place where we can go and share the different artwork we make. So that's what I'm thinking about. Let me know if you like that idea or not. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these flowers, and please join my Facebook group, and we can post pictures, have little virtual swaps of things we can share and make together, and let me know how I'm doing. I had one comment where they suggested I pull back a little bit, that I'm showing things too close to the screen, so I'm trying to make sure I do that. I love positive criticism, and I always look for ways to improve myself. So I'm hoping you're enjoying these videos. I love making them, and give me a thumbs up. It's rare if I don't often know who's watching my videos. If anyone's watching them, please come and talk to me. I would love to hear what you think. And until next time, have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye bye, guys.